Video brought to you by Black Plague PDR. Use checkout code DentBaron15 at checkout. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel as always. Enjoy the video, guys. Share this video on multiple platforms such as Facebook. It helps grow the channel. And guys, as always, have a great day. Okay, so first things first, before we take this door off the vehicle, we gotta completely take it apart. We gotta take the interior trim panel off, the mirror, the window regulator, the door handle, the latch assembly, and the dust barrier on the inside. And we're gonna walk you through that entire process. First thing we do is take these screws off. They're clips, plastic clips. That's all it is, just a little plastic. That's it. And when you're doing this, you want to be careful not to scratch the trim panel when you're taking these off. Okay, so once you get those out, we gotta take this piece off here. Just grab it and pull it right out. Disconnect it. Wiring, just pull the tab, slide it out. Super easy. This wiring harness, you just press it in and it releases it. So now you got that out. Next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna get this piece out right here. For that, I use a 90-degree pick. And you just stick it up in there and just slides right out. At the top, pry it out from the top. Then you got a Phillips screwdriver right here. You just take that out. Oh, battery's dead. Okay, got that out. Look around, make sure there's nothing else, and there isn't. So then we just lift it up. Usually on Rams, they slide up. Something new. This is a 2020 model. Something new about it right here. I have to take this plastic guard off right here. Yep. Bingo. So what you do is, it's got these two tabs right here on this side. You're going to stick your tool in there. You're going to pry it out this way and slide it out. Okay, now it should lift up because the door handle was grabbing that trim piece I just took off. That's why I went slide up, and it came right up, just like butter. And then from here, we're going to assess any wiring or anything like that we see. Okay. We're going to disconnect the speaker wire because that's in the way. This one right here, super easy. And then we're going to pop the switch up through the trim panel. Just push it out. And then we'll disconnect it like that. Now we have the trim panel free from the panel. Now we're going to slide this in the back of the vehicle. Now that we got that out, I'm going to take this piece off here. This is what the trim panel snaps into, and it's for the window as well. It's imperative that you put this back on because the trim panel snaps into this groove right here, or slides into it. Okay. Now we look at, see what we got. I already know what this does, so I'm going to just take it out. Okay, so you roll the window down, and this groove right here is how you get the window out. And then you have to do the same thing on the speaker side. That's just usually how Mopar is. So I'm going to take the speaker out. Yep, it's a 5. 5 was hidden from me. Disconnect it. Yep, and I'll show you. So you got that groove there, and then you got one here as well. So you have to roll the window down just enough to get it. So you got to connect your switch back up, otherwise it won't work. Position, and voila. Next, we're going to get our flathead screwdriver. And what you're going to do is you're going to press this little tab in. I don't know if you can see that. I'll show you. This tab right here, a white one that I'm touching, you got to push that in, and that's what releases it from this window regulator retainer. I don't know if it's, there we go. I forgot, there's two tabs, you got to push both sides. Duh. Okay, now that I got both sides pressed, I can lift it up. Now here's the tricky part. Okay, I'm gonna let that sit for just a moment. We're gonna use our window wedge. I'm not gonna overinflate it. Just enough to give it pressure to where it doesn't slide up and down. This is laminated glass. I don't want to break this glass. It's very expensive. So now that we have that in place, you're going to disconnect this right here. 30 millimeters, that has to come out. The reason why this has to come out because it's part of this assembly here. That's why this latch has to come out. That's how Mopar does it. Dodge, Ram, Chrysler. A lot of them do that. Okay, now that we got that disconnected, windows disconnected, I'm going to go ahead and disconnect the mirror assembly. I'm going to go ahead and take it off because I can't see. Okay. So in here, you got to push this button here. You see it moving? That little piece right there? It moves when you push the button. And it slides that out. Now you can take a picture of it, how the wire gets rewired, because it goes through here. But I already know that, so I'm not gonna take a picture. I've done so many of these. Okay. Now I'm free to take the mirror off. Here's a little tech tip if you don't know this. So you have stubbies and you have long versions of your sockets. Now the long versions are obviously if you can't fit a stubby in there. First option should always be a stubby. Reason why? Because you get a little bit more torque out of a stubby. What that means is you get a little bit more power. It loosens it easier. So if your long one can't loosen it, use your stubby. There's a bolt here as well. If you don't know what I mean, try putting an extension on your tool. Try using a long extension with one of these, and try to loosen a bolt out, and then go to a short, and you'll definitely see the difference trying to take it off with your gun. Much easier. The shorter it is, the closer it is to this hammer, it's gonna get it out. So the further extension you have, the more torque is required to get it out. So I'm gonna hold the mirror. Take this out. It should just slide right out. The reason I hold the mirror, because this is a very expensive mirror. It's got the lane sensor in there and the camera. Oh, that is a camera. That's the lights. This thing were to break and fall, I mean, it's probably gonna cost me $500 to $700, and Lord knows I don't want to pay $500 to $700 for a mirror. That's the truth. Next thing, kind of ridiculous. Yep, still the same. So you got a bolt here and a bolt here, and they're both 25 Torx, I believe. 20 or 25 Torx here and here. And that basically disconnects the wiring harness. Yep. Hate to see it, folks. Hate to see it. Because it's going to have to come off. But what I do is I use my flex head 1/4 inch drive ratchet with my 20 Torx. Get that bolt and that little bolt out. Yep, shit comes right out. These are guides that go into the door, so it just easily mounts to the door, and then you put your bolts through those little holes. So now we're going to take that out. And how we do that, use this, stick it in here from the bottom. We're going to take the boot from the housing. Without destroying the boot, because that's what protects the wiring harness from the elements, and without scratching the vehicle. It's kind of difficult with one hand hold the camera, but hey, you understand what I'm doing. Okay, so see this tabs right here? That little tab. There's one here, and then there's one back there, and then there's two on the bottom, same positions. You're going to release those tabs and it slides right out. Okay, once you get to the bottom, and then the top to the bottom. And that slides right out. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Okay, now that that's done, we're going to disconnect this. Okay, now we're going to take the bolts out. All these tins. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Now here's the tricky part. I gotta take my watch off because it usually gets snapped. In here there is a lock or a door rod. You just disconnect the clip, retainer clip, pull the rod out. Super easy. See if I can show you. I've already done it, but I'm gonna see if I can show you. There it is right there. The white thing. And then there's the rod right there beside it. I'm gonna put it back in place to show you what it looks like. Show you. You can use a flathead screwdriver, this white piece, and this silver. Let's see if I can get it with the camera. This is so ridiculous. Okay, there it is. Now you know. Okay, that was a complete waste of time, but I did it just to show you guys what I was talking about. Because if you've never done this before, you may be like, what the hell is he talking about? But now you know. Okay, cool. So we got disconnected. Now we can just take it off. Now this is the latch I was telling you guys about. This piece right here is what was right there. There's 3 bolts. That's why I told you it comes out as an assembly. So don't try to do anything crazy. And that's pretty much how these come out. Next step is to get the boot to come out. I gotta slightly open, there we go. Slightly open the door. So I'm using my foot to hold it, prop it up, and I'm gonna disconnect the. Had the video cable had disconnect first time I ever done one, but so you're going to disconnect this harness and then the video cable that goes into there, coaxial. I believe that's what it is. Now I'm just going to set this up against my vehicle. So that's what you got. I'm gonna take the glass out. Yeah, be careful not to scratch the window tint. Okay, and that's how you get the glass out. Eight millimeter. Here and here. Door handle comes right out. And now you're pretty much free to take the door off. You got too much access, way too much. But we'll be able to fix it. Okay. Guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. As always, have a great day.